Solved world hunger, cured cancer, or discovered a new planet? Well, I sure didn't, and you probably didn't either. If you're watching this video, you probably procrastinated on writing your Common App essay.
I'm not procrastinating, I
did the same thing. 5 years ago, I was sitting at my desk thinking, what do I even write about? Let me just say up front, you could write about anything, even the most normal thing, because that's what most people are, normal.
I'm normal!
But what even is normal? Before I dive into reading my essay, here's a little bit about me. My name is Diddy. I'm from Chinatown, New York City, a place of culture, community, and lots of change. And what I ended up writing about was not a grand achievement. It was my story of how I found belonging. And let me just stress, this isn't going to be the most perfect essay, but it is the essay that got me into every college I applied to. More importantly, it's the one that felt most like me. It captured a small bit of my world at the time, how I saw it, how I grew up in it, and how I learned to understand belonging. And as I read it, I'll pause to share some tips and tricks that I learned along the way about writing an essay that captures all the genuine details about yourself. Discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. Quick note, all of the prompts this year are the same as they were 5 years ago. Common App isn't really changing these prompts, so tips should apply still. I think I picked this prompt because going back to sharing about my community, it was something that was very important to me. I was a really sheltered kid growing up and I didn't really know too much. For example, I live in New York City, but the first time I went to Long Island was my junior year of college. And before then, the most west I've ever been was Pennsylvania, and the most south I've ever been was Pennsylvania. So here's my college essay. Everything changed when a Trader Joe's opened up this past summer. Stepping into the new grocery chain, I was startled by the sheer number of labels that boasted organic. I noticed how there were no butchers standing behind the poultry counter, no Calpico drinks on the shelves, and no latches leading to conveyor belts bringing up vegetables. Compared to my local supermarkets in Chinatown, this felt foreign to me. Tip number 1, start small, then expand. Here's something I wish I knew when I started writing my essay. You don't need a life-changing event to write a powerful essay. This paragraph literally starts with Trader Joe's. It's such a normal detail, but normal is where authenticity lies. The trick is to zoom into something every day, then zoom out to show what it says about you. Colleges don't want extravagant, they want you.
Yeah, that's corny.
From the raw scent of salmon hanging in the humid air to the elderly doing arm circles in the park, Chinatown has always carried a unique atmosphere that I especially adore. Whether it be through sitting on benches at Confucius Plaza or marching in line dance parades along Canal Street, I've become a part of the growing stories and histories of Chinese immigrants since the late 1800s. Chinatown, a vibrant place of culture, has always been my home that I never thought would disappear. Tip number 2, show, don't tell. As cliche as it sounds, and you've probably heard it from everybody, but it's so important that you engage the senses. Notice how this paragraph isn't just telling the reader that I love my community, it's showing it through sharing all those intricate details. When you write your essay, bring your world to life, whether that's mentioning the smell of food or describing the colors you're surrounded by. Sensory detail is how you capture your reader, letting them visit your story even if they've never been there before.
Just let me into your world!
But as I walked through Chinatown recently, evidence of change became apparent. Tall glass skyscrapers have never been indicative of the neighborhood's image, yet now they stand in place of century-old porcelain shops and dim sum restaurants. Broken wine bottles and remnants of late-night bars littered the streets, replacing the golden glow of pineapple buns and the sugary smell of cakes from Chinese bakeries. Witnessing firsthand such drastic transformations, I realized that the neighborhood's charm was dissipating, that in 20 or 30 years, the familiar scent of fish may not exist anymore. Tip number 3, let emotion drive reflection. This is where your essay should breathe. This is the midpoint after all. You don't have to sound academic, impressive here. Reflection happens when it's most authentic, when it's you speaking rather than inserting a bunch of big words. If you can show genuine emotion, confusion, sadness, frustration, happiness, joy, all of the above, that's what humanizes you.
I'm not a robot, I'm human.
Confronted with the emerging consequences of gentrification in my neighborhood, I decided to take a stand. After countless Facebook searches, I applied to the Committee Against Anti-Asian Violence's summer internship where I met fellow peers who are also interested in protecting Chinatown and other Pan-Asian communities. Following many workshops, conferences, and public events, I took the initiative to utilize the outreach skills I had learned by contacting Yulin New, the Assemblywoman of the 65th District, for an interview. Turn experience into action. Colleges want to see transformation. They want to see growth. It's not about listing what you did, it's about what it did to you. Here, the story shifts from observation to action. You don't have to do something extravagant, like finding a nonprofit. You just have to show growth. And growth can mean curiosity, courage, or empathy. So when you're writing, ask yourself, how did this experience shape me? That's the kind of thinking that will make your essay evolve with you. Because of her prominent role in aiding displaced tenants and businesses in Chinatown, I believe that Yulin would be able to share a new perspective that even I, a resident of Chinatown for all my life, would be unaware of. Through my conversation with her, I learned about the 85 Bowery incident, where 90 residents were forcibly removed from their homes for over 8 months. This occurred after the city deemed the building as unsafe to live in, a result of the landlord's long history of denying the tenants' demands for repairing their building's infrastructure. Talking to Yulin opened my mind to how landlords have continuously employed illegal tactics and falsely accused predominantly immigrant tenants to evict them from their homes. Frustrated, I realized that my community was filled with people who were victims of ignorance and lacked the justice they deserve. To combat this, I organized a local Know Your Rights session through CAV. As I stood in front of the audience, everyone was silent, attentively listening to my voice articulate crucial information such as the recent passing of permanent rent control, extinction of vacancy decontrol, and implementation of laws against landlord harassment. For many, it was the first time they learned about policies that could protect them from the brutalities of local gentrification and the dishonesties of landlords. I smiled as I realized a newfound light glistening in their eyes. By the end of my summer, I found myself admiring my community more through witnessing the trials and tribulations the immigrant residents had experienced to establish a life in America. Tip number 5, end with meaning. When you end your essay, resist the urge to sound cinematic.
I'm a rock star.
Instead, end with introspection. Colleges aren't necessarily looking for a happily ever after. They're looking for deep, genuine reflection. For me, this conclusion ties it all back to where it started. The neighborhood, the people, the emotion. Always bring your essay full circle so it feels complete. But remember, not closed. The best essays leave the reader thinking, wow, I understand who this person is now, and I want to get to know them better.
This is the real me!
From my experiences in CAV, I realized the astonishing capabilities of my community in adapting to the city's evolving dynamics, while still maintaining their own culture. Living within this small yet strong Chinatown community has instilled with me the values of appreciation, awareness, and resilience that I will carry with me wherever I go. Even 5 years later, I still think about this essay sometimes. Not because of the colleges it got me into, but because it captured who I was. And honestly, that's what you should be trying to do too. In a world that's becoming more artificial day by day, your best advantage is being you. So before you start your Common App essay, take a moment. Know who you are. Know your story. That should be your step 0. Once you do that, the rest of the writing, the structure, the flow, the narrative, that will all flow naturally. So thank you for watching another video. I know I've been on a hiatus, but I've been seeing the recent support and I decided to come back. If there's anything else that you're interested in, please let me know. And also don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It means a lot and it encourages me to keep posting. So if you appreciate this kind of content or want to hear about how I got internships, I was actually thinking about sharing some of my supplemental essays too. They're not as grand as this Common App essay, but I think they're kind of quirky and worth making a video for. Let me know if that's something that you're interested in.